Hello there. Been a little while since I've been around, me and Bill. But I'm back again after the Christmas period, which was delightful, as I'm sure you'll all agree. Sorry, there's a bit of cynicism in my voice. It was a nice Christmas, but surrounding periods had some issues, such as illness and stuff. Doesn't matter. Today, I'm back with a review of the Hongdian C1 hooded nibbed fountain pen. I'm not really one for hooded nibs in general. Nothing against them, but they don't really float my boat by and large. But I saw this and I thought, well, that's quite nice, quite interesting. So obviously you kind of you see hooded nibs and you think Parker 51 kind of thing. I mean, similar down here, but the rest of it does at least look a bit different. So let's just run through the bits and pieces, and then I'll do a writing sample, not a sample, and then I'll trap on about what I like and what I don't like so much. So this is in the blue with black trim. You got a clip, which is stiff but usable. Flat top cap with the Hongdian stamp, I suppose. Blank on the bottom, flat again. Barrel's quite straight, and then just tapering off towards the end here. And it is a slip cap, which slips quite nicely. Nice smooth action. Then you've got that section which is a bit more reminiscent of Parker 51-esque shape, down to this hooded nib. There you can see the feed just poking out there. And you've got just your little grippers there in order to slip onto the barrel inside the cap. It's a cartridge converter pen, which comes with converter included. As you can see, it's a metal pen with a lacquered finish on the outside there. And you've got pretty smooth threads and little O-ring in there just to cushion the closure up. There's a nice cushion there as you seal, and no rattle in the pen there either. So it's a pretty simple pen. One of those kind of non-fuss ones. It does post as well. Posts quite deeply, which I find quite nice. I'm not generally a poster, but I do find a post this. It does sit quite nicely in the hand. Doesn't back weight or anything, and you can thing with the hooded. I was going to say the hooded section. This section is you can go pretty much anywhere you want. You can go right up here, you can go right down there, and then kind of the section merges into the barrel, so you can pretty much hold that wherever you want, wherever it's going to be comfortable for you. And if you've got that posted, obviously that gives you a bit of extra length and range to hold that where you want. But yeah, it does balance as well with the weight as well, with the cap back there. And as you can see, that's actually sitting in the web of my hand there if I post. If I don't, I'd probably need to hold that a bit further down to get my comfort zone with the kind of where I want that sitting in my hand. But that's just me. But you've got the options there from where you want to post that. That wasn't too smooth. Yeah. So let's look at some measurements quickly. So capped, these are all in millimeters, 136.6. Then you have uncapped and posted. As I say, it's a nice deep post. So the weight capped is 27.2, uncapped 15.8 and 11.4 grams. This is in the cap. There's a bit of ink in here, so give or take a little bit. The barrel is 11.6, and it's more or less straight just all the way along here until you just see that taper off at the end. So I've just put in brackets down here is 9.6, but pretty much the whole barrel is 11.6. Section goes from 11.5, nearly merging with the barrel there, then down to about 10 here. But, you know, as I say, you can choose to grip that wherever you want. Okay. Let's do a writing sample. So, let's centre this up a little bit for you there. Now I'm going to have to refocus. Usual. We have Hongdian C1. This is... I want to say this is an extra fine. It could be a fine. I'll double check in a sec. I think it's an extra fine. The ink in here is diamine. Monboddo's hat. It's a very nice, smooth writing experience. I will just check if that's a fine or an extra fine. Yep, it is a fine. My bad. But it's nice and smooth. I tend to find hooded nibs are on the finer side, or certainly feel that way to me. I have absolutely no scientific basis for that judgment. Maybe it's just to do with the smaller tipping area or the smaller point area, and then like if you kind of start to rotate it, it can feel a little bit sharper on occasion, but this is pretty good. Wetness is not bad at all. And I will say as well, I don't think I've used this in about a week, and as you saw, that started straight up there. I never have any hard start or skip issues with this. And for line variation, there's pretty much nothing. You might be able to squeeze in a bit of extra ink on the page there, but that is stiff, as you would probably expect from the kind of hooded nib there, because obviously you're not going to get a lot of bend back flex in that because you've got a big piece of metal on top of it. But it is a good nib performance. These only come in fine or extra fine at time of recording, but you know, it does the trick. Reverse, that is, I'm gonna say scratchy. I've had worse, but it is scratchy. On the other hand, it does keep going, so if you need to bring that down even finer for a note in them, oh, that is scratchy there. I feel like I just tore the page fibres into my soul. So that is a bit scratchy there on the reverse. But it does keep going if you need a little note or two in the margin of something. That could be useful to you. So as I mentioned, I'm not generally a hooded nib person, but I thought I'd give it a whirl. It is very handy. nice slip cap, easy, nice deep post. It's very handy for quick work notes. It's a handy size in the shirt pocket. That clip is a little bit stiff, as I say, but does work quite nicely. Yeah, so it's a good everyday work carry. It's good for quick notes. It's good for longer notes as well, I suppose. But I don't think I would use it for prolonged writing sessions, purely just because of the hooded fine nib. It's not really me for longer writing sessions, but that is purely subjective. These go for around about 10 here in the UK, around about £10 on Amazon. If you want to go further afield, like AliExpress, Etsy, something like that, you can pick them up for around £6.50, £7. It's always going to depend on taxes, VAT, postage, etc., etc. But you're looking around about that price, somewhere between the £5 to £10 mark. They come in different colours: black, blue, red, and yellow. And as I said, fine or extra fine hooded nibs. Seems to be, there's a lot of Hongdian releases out at the minute, amongst other brands. Seems to be very much fine or extra fine, or sometimes a knife or a blade nib. And do you know what? Sometimes I just want a plain old medium or something. So, you know, that does bug me a little bit. What I would say as well is I've been using this as a work carry for a little while. I'm trying to pick this up, but there's quite a bit of scuffing. If you can see it better if I take my fat hand out of the way. Yeah, you see quite a bit of micro scratchy and some scuffing on the section, just where that's capping and uncapping. So whether that's going to bother you or not is up to you. If you want a tool, then this will do the trick. But there you go. This, I did try and polish these off just to see if it was stainage or something. Don't know what it would be, but there you go. But yeah, you do get quite a bit of scuffing, as I say, presumably from your kind of inlaid grippers there, as you run that over the section. So something to be aware of. The rest of the pen's not too bad. Presumably if you did some regular scuffy contact with it, it would be similar because it's the same material. So yeah, if you want a tool, that's going to do the trick. And obviously it costs, what, say £10, up to £10. It's not the end of the world if you're going to get some scuffs on it, if that's what you want. If you want it to look pristine, you're going to need to go easy. Nib's very good. It's works well. It's nice and smooth, and starts up every time I need it. So that is another reason why it's handy in a shirt pocket, because I'm not going to get a hard start or something if I just want a really quick note. Mentioned I've had that capped lying around for a week or so. So that cap seal's very good. The nib doesn't dry out. So it's a very functional pen. It's a good tool. Just doesn't set my world on fire purely because my personal tastes. However, good tool for the job. And I like that deep posting as well. I find that comfortable. So yeah, it's just unglamorous, which is fine. That's what you need sometimes, and certainly for that price, you could get a lot worse. You've got a very functional, reliable pen. Job's a good one. I would like some more nib ranges from Hongdian, but it's probably the wrong pen to talk about that with. I've got a few more coming up soon. Hopefully it won't be as long a gap as my last video. I've got a massive queue of stuff which I've been, you know, frittering away my hard-earned money on, and then using and road testing and whatnot in work carries, so they will be coming up soon. Sorry, I didn't do a size comparison, did I? How about, here is a Twisby Eco, here is a Hongdian C1, and there is a Wingsung 629, just for a bit of size comparison there. My deepest apologies for not doing it sooner. I'm out of practice, I'm out of touch, and my brain's not really in my head. But muddle along, won't we? So yeah, hope you enjoyed me coming back and waffling inanely at you for a little while. Hongdian C1, good tool. A few colours. Wouldn't mind a couple more nib options. Have a good one. Enjoy yourself. Take it easy. Bye.